Rushed Crisis Part 2 by Tito. The World Rushed Crisis will be performed in the four split terrains, a large-scale land composed of mountain, forest, ocean, and an empty city section with a yellow sun and the feel of Earth style and atmosphere thanks to the Gutid's study of our world. Each section has their own name: the Ocean View terrain, the Deep Forest terrain, the Mountain Range terrain, and the Empty City terrain. They weren't lying when they said they've been in contact us. The 7 contestants were split amongst each other throughout the 4 split terrains, each of them landing roughly on their unique piece of land. The Gutid can be seen above in the sky, hidden behind a sphere-like see-through device. They decided to watch the contestant to land first, which was the Rash. He landed in a perfect area for him, in the empty city terrain. Not even seconds after landing, Rash could be seen destroying various skyscraper buildings. Wah ha 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 ha! Look at this! Now this is what I'm talking about! The Rash used his pointer finger to send out various red-colored shots that obliterated many buildings in his way. He grabs a chunk of debris on the floor and throws it across the street as if it were a baseball. Red, huh? Would you look at that? The Rash says out loud while watching the object proudly. Look at what? You pathetic, stupid little boy. Before Rash could see who had said that, Vanaha delivered a swift kick to the back of the Rash's head, followed by a charged-up finger blast that sent him flying across several buildings. The destructive energy she produced was purple in color. I can only use a single finger, huh? What about 2 or 3? She thought out loud. Purple is the color of my energy, huh? They never specified that. Is everyone a different color? From the dust, many red finger blasts were shot towards Vanaha, but she uses her palm to block the incoming shots. Humph. This is should a cakewalk. I'll take care of this, Rash of mine. He certainly lives up to his name. A dark shadow suddenly appears over Vahana's head. Her eyes widen to find a skyscraper hauling down towards her. She braces for impact as the building topples over her. Stupid, huh? Rash calls out. His right pointer finger had a charged-up reddish blast ready, and it was still growing. Hey, get a load of this. Red Rash attack. The Rash unleashes his blast and completely obliterates everything around him, including the building. Wah-ha-ha-ha! Wow, the humans really don't waste any time. See how quickly those two fought each other. They adaptive so well using their GG armor. One of the taller gutted notes while scribbling on their notepad. Note: the Gutid failed to mention during the briefings. To recap, the GG armor, aka the Gutid game armor, is a specially made flexible material the contestants used that grants them their super speed, super strength, and the unique abilities they are granted to perform. However, how is the armor able to perform these crazy feats? The GG armor was made by the Gutid themselves from their own planet, which has rich materials humans have not come across nor have the brain capacity to even begin basic construction of its use. The armor itself uses the energy around the user, such as the air molecules, plants, and solar rays from the sun above, that traces across the entire body to fuel their destructive energy and their superhuman power. The GG armor can also create energy from even objects such as cement or rocks. The Gutid are amazing, aren't they? I'm curious of the others. Why haven't they fought like these two yet? The shortest Gutid questioned. They look over towards the forest where Tamarok, Theo, and Gron had landed. In the deep forest terrain, Gron is seen sitting in the crater he had self-made after landing in the deep forest terrain. He rubs his stomach before grabbing a handful of long hanging branches covered with maple leaves. He stuffs a handful of leaves in his mouth. Was hoping this was some sort of Candy Island kinda ordeal. These leaves taste like leaves. Gron takes a moment to peer around his surroundings before walking forward, deeper in the forest area. After landing, Theo rubs his head/helmet in reflex. He knocks on the top of his helmet a few times before looking over himself. He finds no damage to himself, but notices he had taken some trees down from his fall. Theo grabs a part of a tree and pushes it with a bit of force. The tree is knocked away from his hand and falls into several other evergreen trees. Whoa, they weren't kidding. We did get a boost of power. I feel so strong. Theo thought out loud as he flexed his hands. Theo half smiles before he goes to running position and dashes forward at great speed. He flies through a few evergreen trees before he hurls into a boulder. Ow, Theo mutters. He grabs a chunk of the boulder the size of his chest and juggles it like a soccer ball with his feet. Theo then kicks the chunk of boulder away so far it goes out of sight within seconds. Theo hears explosions, but they sound distant. They must be already going at it. I wonder if I landed with anyone else. Theo thought out loud. Now we see Tamarok dipping in and out of the treetops while keeping an eye out for any of the other contestants. Her speed quickly picks up as she finds it fairly easy to maneuver around the branches by following the wind flow. She peers to the left, then at the right before coming to an abrupt stop. Tamarok descends onto the ground with a thud, drawing the attention of Theo, who was just about to perform another speed run. Both Tamarok and Theo stood incredibly still, with neither one of them budging to make the first move. Suddenly, rustling was heard in some nearby bushes. Gron now enters into the mix, spitting out maple leaves from his mouth. Oh, I guess I wasn't alone, Gron stated to the others nonchalantly. The three contestants stood their grounds, each of their eyes darting from one another, deciding when it was the rightful time to strike. Gron yawns with a stretch. Man, I'm so hungry. You guys got any snacks on ya? Why would we even... The hell, Theo thought. Wait, let's make this easy for the three of us. We can team up like the aliens said. He looks to the other two contestants. Gron shrugs in response while Tamarok squints. I mean, if you wanted to fight, you'd attacked me on the spot, right? Let's be smart about this. Those other contestants were pretty strong, yeah? Then we can duke it out afterwards, Theo reasoned. Gron rubs the back of his head before taking a single step forward. Theo flinches as he takes a step back, which promotes Tamarok to crouch low, as if she were ready to pounce. Hang on! Hold it! You really don't talk much, do you? He says, pointing to Tamarok. She says nothing. Gron belches with pieces of leaves fly out from his mouth. Both Theo and Tamarok watch the leaves fall down towards the ground. Theo hold back laughter as Gron rubs his stomach. Sorry, I ate some leaves. Gron's tone was flat. This caused Theo to start laughing. Gron, in return, also starts laughing. The group of Gooted watched in awe. Look at this, began the shortest Gooted. The tensions were high, but they settled their dispute with laughter. Fascinating. Humans are just simply fascinating. Gisa, look at this, shouted the tallest Gooted. Over in the mountain range terrain. In the mountain range terrain. Rue slams his head into the side of a mountain over and over again. It shatters from the ground up. Rue watches proudly as the mountain comes toppling down with rubble and debris flying down. Rue uses his pink-charged finger blasts to destroy many of the incoming objects with ease. Pink, huh? Whatever, Rue says to himself. He also uses his palm to deflect the leftover debris to test out a theory about physical attacks. The debris crashes onto Rue's body, but his armor does not take any damage. He waves his arms up and down with a grin. All right, so this is good against the finger blasts. Rue looks proudly over at the toppled piles of rock and rubble. What was that? About 4 small mountains down? This power is surely great. Imagine the possibilities in the real world. He stays silent for a moment before taking the time to listen to his surroundings. He leaps up on an unscathed mountaintop to see further out. On the east side was the empty city terrain. On his west side was the ocean view, while north of him was the deep forest terrain. Now, where would the rash and that witch land at? I'm eager to fight them. Surely they wouldn't stay quiet. Not with those attitudes. I know I'm not being very quiet. Maybe they'll come to me. Ha! Rue charges up his pointer and middle fingers and lets out several charged blasts, ranging from being held for seconds to minutes, onto the cliffs and broken rubble. So, the power outburst doesn't amplify from the number of fingers, huh? Just for how long we hold it for. Good to know. Now Rue holds his charged blasts for a longer period as he speaks with himself. I wonder, if I were to travel to another area, how powerful will the blast be? And will it eliminate someone instantly? Rue turns at another unscathed mountain and releases. It obliterates part of the mountain, taking out opponents as quickly as possible. Ha! Easy victory is for those who can't stand a challenge. Dozens of purple and red-fueled destructive energy blasts set off in the empty city, which obviously catches the attention of Rue. A menacing yet eager smile stretches across his face before he hightails it over towards the east side. In the ocean view terrain, floating on his back, the Spade watches the cloud up high with an angered expression plastered on his face. The sun was shining brightly up above. Out of all the places, I land in the ocean, Spade thought to himself. Is that an actual sun? Are we in an actual world or theirs? Are there people here? He uses his pointer finger to create a black-colored blast up towards the sky. He nods in approval of the color. Humph. If there are any lesser here, I'll just blast them away since they'll just be in the way. He shoots over and over again with all his fingers. He charges his finger, then releases a powerful blast up towards the sky. He pauses before he sends a charged finger blast behind him in the water. This launches Spade up at least 10 feet into the air before slamming back into the ocean. He thought. This takes a while to charge for me to do any real height. I gotta get out of this ocean, though. Can't take any chances with sharks or whatever this world has to offer. Spade then uses several finger blasts, which causes him to levitate in the air momentarily. All right. I think I'm getting the hang of this, Spade thought. He uses charged finger blasts to skip across the ocean like a flat rock. Out in the distance, he notices a forest. Spade stops to float in the water. He listens for any signs of combat. I haven't heard any fighting. Guess no one has seen anybody yet? Spade swims forward towards the land using the butterfly technique. Good. In no time flat, Spade is now on land. I can be sneaky then. Get the drop on them. I'd rather not let someone like Rash right away. It's best to have fun with the lesser ones first. That skinny kid, Theo, I think it was. Yeah, that sounds good. He stops moving again. Another idea hatches in his mind. They were kind of vague on this. Spade now opens his palms to see if anything would happen on the sand, then the water, even smacking it a few times on both surfaces. But nothing happens. So the deflect only does finger blast attacks? He tests this theory and watches as his black-colored blast is deflected with his left palm. Satisfied, a malicious smile stretches on his face before he races into the deep forest. Ready or not, fools, I will find you.